What if it was secretly one of us?
You should tweet Elon about it.
Chat's saying you're muted.
Check. There I am. All right. I can see the thing moving now. Okay. Rewind. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cloak and Stagger Live. We want to be Cloak and Stagger, but we can't because somebody took our name. Maybe it's one of you. Maybe it's one of our friends. If you are, you're a jerk. But we're trying to get it. We're here continuing our Dungeons and Dragons campaign of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. And as always, we have our brave crew here of Sucinda, we have Aramil, we have Wilzu, and we have Sandy Motherfriggin' Ravage. Before we get started, I do have a couple of quick announcements. I am going to make a change to the resting rules. You just like the stream, Redline? That I think is a little more fair now that we've had time to do it. So short rests and long rests are going to stay the same. A full rest, I'm going to make that a smidge easier for everybody. So instead of just spending an entire 24 hours inside of a town to do a full rest, you just need to sleep one night in a safe haven where it's not necessary to keep a watch. So an inn, a house, something like that will give you a full rest. So you don't have to spend an entire day in a town. I might make an exception if you guys are super fucked up and like you have 6 dislocated limbs and we'll see. But for generally speaking, full rest, safe haven, one night, you're good. Eat something, drink something, get a full sleep, and you'll be fully rested. Next point I have written here is that we've been playing Divinity 2 Original Sin, and I haven't been streaming it because I'm a giant dick. And I've also been very exhausted and not feeling super good, but I've actually started feeling a lot better this week. So even though we're kind of mid-campaign on that, when we play it, I'm probably going to be streaming it. I might be recording it, putting it to YouTube. I don't know. But after that, we are going to play Baldur's Gate 3, which I will be streaming and will be recording and putting that on YouTube in kind of a chronicled fashion, just like we do D&D. Lastly, we have coming up, obviously on Monday, our Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign. We are seemingly close to wrapping that bee up. There's a pizza coming into your side there, Sigor. There you go.
Yeah.
I hope it's got lots of pepperoni on it for you.
No pineapple.
No, pineapple's good on pizza.
Oh my God. Can we get?
You're
we need
a
a new
monster.
ranger. Anybody got a new ranger?
No, pro pineapple in this house.
So after we finish our Shadows Demon Lord campaign, we've got a new Dungeons and Dragons campaign coming. Not going to tell you what it is yet, but just know it's going to be awesome and probably very, very steamy. Because it's hot. Right? Okay. The other DM's shaking his head. All right. I think we're good. That's all I've got. So let's do a quick recap from whatever the hell happened last week. And I think our very own Macho Man Sandy Ravage has volunteered to give the recap this week.
Volunteered
so let's
is
hear what
light.
he has to say.
But let me tell you something, brother. We arrived, spent a night at Targus. Wilzu did a little bit of snooping, went into a little dimensional drift. Stayed the night. We got out of there. We had a dog kind of come up out of nowhere. No reason. And for some reason, we followed it. Just me, Wilzu, and Aramel. No didn't even think where Sin was at the time. We went, found a guy named Keegan. Keegan gave us a thing where his husband went missing, and that was his dog. We agreed to go help Keegan out, and we agreed to do it for some painting prices, and that's when we remembered Sin was gone, because we knew Sin was probably going to kill us all for not taking payment up front. So he told us he was at the base of Kelvin's Klein, or Kelvin's Cairn. Sorry, I knew that. Sandy knows that. Before we left, we went a little shopping, grabbed some necessities here and there. So then we headed out, left out. We all really started wondering where Sin was. She didn't tell us she left other than a note she left, and we all knew we were in trouble. We got to a point where we fought a giant owl bear. That thing tore me apart. I don't think Wilzu and Aramel really wanted to help me. They knew I could take it by myself, but us being out in the middle of the wilderness, they could have given me a hand. Anyway, killed it, no problem, just a little beat up. Found an abandoned camp. We found all the rest of the dogs. We didn't find any people, though. And we kind of decided we needed to hunker down for the night. We let the dogs have one tent, and we set up one of our tents, and the three of us kind of went ahead and took us a nice little rest for the night. And I think that's where we ended it.
That is exactly what happened. I don't get to say this very often. Sandy Ravage, you get inspiration for doing the recap. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. Not like I need it, but
you know the rules. You don't use it, you lose it. So, better remember. So,
right.
After meeting with Keegan at his house and agreeing to find or try and find his husband, who he believes is in some sort of trouble on the cairn after he took an expedition up there, you set out through the wilderness, and you arrived at the base where you found his camp and have now taken rest. The night has passed and is still passing. It's about 5 a.m. And I need Sandy, Wilzu, and Aramel to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, not bad.
Hold on, it's coming. You said a perception check?
Perception check. All right. So, Wilzu, you are just knocked out cold. You're exhausted. It's been a long trek here. You're frustrated. The snow has just taken a toll on you. And so you can't be bothered by anything right now. In fact, the sound of the wind and the snow is actually very calming and helps you sleep, almost like a rainy day outside. But Sandy, you and Aramel both are awoken by the sound of the dogs in the other tent stirring and sort of whimpering and occasionally letting out a huff. Not fully barking. It just seems like something is disturbing them. And I will bring us over to that screen.
What's... Something's out there. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll poke my head out the tent.
You don't see anything.
I'll wake up, Wellesley. And I'll do this above your face.
Oh.
And I'll point to my...
I'll slowly get up and kind of just poke my head out my tent and just... Is anything?
You don't see anything, but you now hear the dogs sort of in a not a frenzy, but very nervous state inside the tent over to your west or northwest. This tent here.
I send a message to Welzu. Maybe we should let them out.
Yeah, it's just the dog's stirring. What's going on? And I'll get out of the tent, out in the open, and kind of just brush myself off. Bundle up a bit.
Yep.
Okay. You're walking over to the dog tent.
Yeah, I'm gonna start trudging over. I don't even know if I'm good with dogs, but I guess better time to learn now when a pack of them's in an enclosed space than never, right? No, I'll walk up and I'll go, doggies, you okay? And I'll just start moving the tent slightly, the edge of it.
As you open the tent, you see them. So out of the 5 dogs that are in there, you see a couple sitting, and they're all panting. There's one that's just sort of pacing sort of back and forth in a circle. Another one that's just pacing back and forth in front of the door and is sort of looking out the flap as you open it. Another one just sort of laying down with its head on the ground, just looking up at you. And you hear them kind of whimpering still. And then in the distance, you hear a howl.
This is like a howl.
Yeah, no, it's you hear like a.
Sounds like a...
Well, I'll back away from the tent for a minute, and I'll hastily go to airmail. Dude, is it wolves? Do you hear that?
Right, I don't know. Are there any footprints through the snow in the area?
Outside of yours, there are not.
I'd say in this like general just area.
Like over there? No.
Like
they're
I guess
not.
on the pathway.
No. Any prints that were there have been since covered up by the snow outside of the new ones you've made.
Right, I don't know.
We should at least get the dogs outside, right? Maybe they can help us if something's coming.
Maybe they just need to go pee.
It's also true. Or eat something.
I'm gonna hold the tent flap wide open and start making like "come here, dog" sounds to get them outside.
They kind of single file come out of the tent. The one that's laying down seems to kind of linger, but eventually gets up and does sort of that little crouch walk that dogs do when they're scared, with its tail between its legs outside, and they all just sort of bundle up. I didn't mean to move that.
It's an earthquake.
Yeah. Hold on to your butts. They all seem to just... this here. Bundle up right near each other outside.
Pack defense.
Does anyone understand this behavior? I don't really know what this means. Are they cold?
And they seem to be looking back and forth, looking around, and you hear again in the distance what sounds like from the northwest another.
Do they seem to react?
At this point, the other dogs let out a howl all in unison, kind of howling at each other.
This is weird.
We should be
make
on
a
guard.
Willzu. Actually, everybody make a perception check. Willzu, looking around and looking up at the hill, through the snow and kind of the wind and fog, you see a figure standing, and all you can see is kind of this slender silhouette with the aurora behind it. And shortly after it crests the ridge, it stands there and looks at you for a moment. And another figure comes up beside it and is standing there. It looks to be some sort of wolf or large dog or something like that. And it seems to be looking right at you.
I'll point at the ridge for those and shout, "Potential enemy!" And my hand starts lighting up with firebolt. And I'll just stand there looking like menacingly. If it starts rushing or something, I'm just gonna lob it.
Okay. Sucinda, you see a bright fireball light illuminate down in this camp, in this sort of ridge down beneath. And you've heard all of these dogs howling down in the distance.
And I yell potential intruder.
Do I
Yeah.
hear Twilzu's voice?
No, you just, over the wind and everything, you just hear. But you can more distinctly hear the howls as they sort of cut through the wind a little more. Although the sound of a dog howling and Wilzu's voice, not too different sides of the sound spectrum, but you're not able to determine syllables and consonants and things like that.
I see.
We should probably go ahead and strike before they do.
I'm gonna continue walking down.
They're
Come on,
coming.
boys,
They're
let's
coming.
Identify yourself!
Friend
Do I
or
hear
foe?
him?
Friend or foe?
I hear him?
At this point, yes, you would hear him.
You guys, what the fuck? I leave you guys a note. You leave me, and now you're trying to murder me. Is this
Oh
really
shit,
the
it's
mean?
Sid.
Oh, shit,
Fire,
run.
fire.
Everyone run.
Shoot her.
Oh,
You see this dog bolt past you, Sen, and run to the rest of the dogs, and they all just sort of hop around and start licking each other, and they just are kind of bopping around and running in circles, sniffing each other's butts, you know, dog things, as Boy is reacquainted with the rest of his team.
We're in so much trouble, aren't we?
you actually made the journey out here and found us. That's really impressive, especially alone.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't alone. I had my semi-permanent dog Boy with me.
Oh, yeah.
By
you're the one that
semi-permanent,
found
I
us.
mean super temporary.
Well, I'm glad you're here. We're on a mission right now. Now you are too, I suppose. Welcome back.
A mission of abandoning me. Vilzu, I
No,
left
no,
you
no,
a
no.
note
Hold
saying
on,
I was so sorry,
you
and I
just
felt that you were
left us.
mad at me. No, I thought Vilzu was mad at me, so I decided to take a stroll and to give you guys time so that you wouldn't be mad at me anymore. And then I come back and you guys are gone.
That's not what that note said.
Not even kind of.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Zed.
Well, nonetheless, that's what it was supposed to mean. And then you guys abandoned me.
Well,
Well,
we got cut up.
we invite you back. Abandonment reversed.
Well, all right.
You're not invited back because you never were separated.
So
That does not sound good, but it's true though.
It's hard to tell exactly what time it is, but it is still dark. Well, again, it's always dark, but the aurora is still hanging in the sky. There doesn't seem to be any semblance of normal light coming through.
Would I
Well,
still
Sid-
have exhaustion after that rest?
Nope, you would have dropped it. You all would have rested long enough to gain the benefits of a long rest.
Well, Sen, this is what happened to us and how we got here. Tell you about Keegan. Coming up the dog and coming here, fighting the owlbear.
Sounds terrible.
It's impressive you made the trek here not being attacked yourself.
Oh, well, you know, I guess I was lucky. I had Boy here with me.
Well, if you're hungry, we have about enough food to last a month, so
True.
How do you
I
have
held
food
out
to
like
last
all
a
the
month?
rations she handed me. It's like, oh, I still have these. I didn't need any.
We may need to feed them to the dogs.
I'll eat one of my
I'll-
own rations.
I'll have one of the rations from Sandy that he hands me.
I'll eat one.
Okay. The weather right now is still very cold. You're probably, your best guess is it's probably 10 below as the wind just sort of cuts in. And the dogs, after they're done kind of celebrating sort of form a little circle in the snow, and they all lay down sort of really right next to each other on top of each other.
No.
Sandy, I think this is where your specialty comes in, right? Aren't you good at this stuff, like dog sleds and whatnot?
I mean, I kind of know how to do it.
That's way better than me not having any idea how to do it. So, now look at all the dogs. What do we do to make them go that way?
Wilzu, make a perception check for me as you say that, and you can make it with advantage.
Huh?
Okay. As
Nice.
you sort of are talking back and forth to Sandy, and then looking back at the dogs, as you look back again to Sandy, it almost is like the meme of the woman with all the numbers sort of floating in front of her face, all the algorithms and stuff. The way the light hits the side of the cairn, you see what looks like, if you, from the books you've read, and if you were going to try and ascend something, you see what looks like your ideal route if you were going to climb said mountain. Right
As I'm
there in
asking
front
this-
of you.
Wait, in front of me, like that way, or in front
Yeah,
of me,
like over here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll kind of start walking past him. You know, actually, if we were going up this mountain, and I'll turn back to everyone. Right here looks ideal. The way the light's hitting it and the way it's sloped. I think we could go this way. Does it look like we could have the dogs to go that way too?
Aramil, make a survival check for me. Advantage. Okay. Looking at what Wilzu's pointed out, it looks like a viable way up the mountain. It doesn't look like something the dogs could maybe trek up, which is probably why they were left here. This looks like it would just be some sort of base camp that whoever was climbing would return to. Hence all the leftover supplies and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. No, this looks like a base camp for supplies to prep for your journey up the mountain on foot.
Oh. I guess we leave them behind then. Well, that's kind of sad. I guess they'll be all right, right?
Sure.
Good enough for me. Okay, dogs, you
I
dog things.
have zero experience with handling a pack of sled dogs.
Yeah, me neither. That's all Sandy.
I mean, we can light this campfire, and hope it stays lit for him for a while. Maybe we'll be back before it goes out, or won't be out of heat for a while.
Very well. I'll cast Firebolt on the fire. Really hard.
Dude.
Dang.
You literally blow half of it off of the back, but it still just swirls in a flame and just ignites right there.
Well, before we go climb up this mountain, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick over this way, and I'll be right back. So don't leave me.
Okay, just hurry. I want to get going while the sun's just rising. Climbing mountains. Son of a bitch. Did you guys bring, what are they called? You take them and you slam them into the rocks and you go up more and more. You know what I mean?
I pull out a pickaxe, like this.
No, not a pickaxe. That's too difficult. They're like, you hold them and they're like tiny pickaxes, but they're made specifically for scaling cliff sides.
I mean, this is tiny to me.
I mean, I guess it's, well, maybe we won't need it, but I mean, that path looked pretty good to climb. It's just, we come to a slope, it comes down to scaling, it might be rough.
You're small enough. I should be able to pick you up, kind of toss you like a ball really far, and then you could tie a rope somewhere.
That sounds very dangerous, but you know what? What the hell? And I'll just step away and take out my corn pipe, light it up, and start smoking.
Okay.
I have one of those. I wish I could. I don't know how to show it, but yeah, I have one of those.
Is this a new hobby of yours?
Only when I'm nervous.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're a great poker player.
Yeah, I don't even know how to play cards.
You have a great poker face.
Wait,
Well,
hey, you're the one talking. Airmo, you're back. You're done pissing. Okay, good. And
yes. I was gonna grab my stuff and say we should leave.
I'll take a few quick puffs and put out my pipe. In that case, everyone good? We eating? We're ready?
Aye.
Get my stuff and roll.
Okay.
All right. A lot of excitement. Let's do it.
So we're heading up the. Go ahead, Irma.
And so why are we going up this mountain? Is that where we think they are, or are we just having some divine inspiration?
It looks like the best way to start our trek up. That's where they were going, right? I thought they were trying to climb the cairn.
They were. I'm not gonna say. You guys can. You guys can figure it out.
Yes. They were headed to... What did he say? What did old Keegan say?
They were going
Keegan-
around the long way to the city, and then they were climbing from there. And then we decided to beeline straight to the cairn.
Yep, he said he takes people up Kelvin's cairn, and they were eventually going to Cair Koenig.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, so we have a confession. So we're not going to get a bunch of money out of this before you go. I just want to let you know. So
Well, it's alright.
we're gonna get some free hotel room, which are great. Stack up those points. We're also gonna get some free art, which may be like 40 to 50 bucks. 50 gold.
Did you say that's all right?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll slap her shins. Look at you! You'll be a hero yet, huh? That's the adventuring spirit, working for free and potential.
I lean over to Airmail. Hold on. I don't think that's sin now.
I just kind of casually rub my chin, but I'll send a message. Right,
Sandy, make an insight check with disadvantage. I like this.
Oh,
Oh, well, after thinking about it for a second and looking her up and down, it legitimately seems like sin.
send a message. Yes, I've heard of shapeshifters and everything. Who knows?
You're cutting out a little bit, Aramel. Not much, just a little bit.
Got it. I've heard of shapeshifters, and we should, just what?
I mean, I think.
Worst case scenario, if no one pays us and we go hungry on the streets, I can go back to my true roots and start swindling people. It's no big deal.
Okay, that sounds like sin.
Okay,
That
that's
sounds like sin. I'm a little bit more confident.
yes. Well, tally ho.
Okay.
Mountain time.
We are headed to the mountains. So the Aurora start as you make your way
You
from the
guys,
base
wait.
camp.
Wait.
Ahead.
Have the dogs ate? They must be hungry.
Oh. Well, feed him real quick. It's time to get going.
I only have so many rations. Where is all this food that you guys spoke of? I just got here, remember?
Sandy
You look
just
over to
showed
Sandy
you.
and you see 2 garbage bags full of meat and oatmeal and chickens.
Why didn't you guys tell me this? Why did I have one of my
We
rations?
just talked about this. He has a fridge. We have a refrigerator.
All right.
We
Sin, I
have a
have,
pantry.
I have 36 rations, Sin. How many should I give the dogs?
You should give them each one, so 6.
Okay.
Where'd you get all this food, Sandy? Why didn't you offer me some of this delightful food?
We
Instead, you
took
offered
everything
me
in the
my own,
crates.
my own ration.
I gave you one of your rations that you gave me.
I want one of the
7
better rations, though.
And then we found a ton of rations in these crates here.
Right.
And obviously, and I kind of look back at Aramel and Will too, these 2 weaklings can't carry it. So here comes Sandy once again carrying the
Saving
big
the
load.
day. Right. Well, Sandy, tomorrow can I have a special ration? I don't want one of my rations now. I want one of the special rations.
Okay, I'll give
Okay.
you one of the special rations.
Okay. All right. We can proceed then.
I give the dogs 6 rations, 1 ration each.
You hear them all just barking at at you as you throw the rations towards them.
I head back real quick because I feel bad now that I didn't scratch Boy's ears. All right, Boy. Be a good boy. Don't get killed, okay? I'll be back. Don't worry. Temporary dog of mine.
And for the
Sin, we
frame of
thought-
reference, these dogs are all kind of like the Malamute Husky style dogs. They're very, very thick fur, definitely made for traveling and surviving this weather.
Sin,
You
we thought
guys-
you'd be proud of us. We saw something and we took it as ours.
That is very nice. I intend to, if they can't pay us, then I intend to ask for Boy in return. I kind of like him, you know? It would be great for us to have like an adventuring pet.
And before we leave, I'd also like to pack up our tent.
Okay.
Since nobody else wanted to offer, and after walking back by it, I realized that one was ours.
Okay. It takes you about 10 minutes to break it down. But you pack it in your pouch, and how we looking? We ready to
You
go?
ready
Ready to-
Oh,
Is it
we're ready?
good?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
ready to go.
Ready,
But
check.
I'm gonna,
Banama.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have my mage hand out for this trip though, because I feel like I should be concentrating on something.
Just like GME, I'm ready to launch. Up.
Okay.
I put my crampons on if they're not already on.
Okay. You see Sin reach down in her bag and pull out her shoe spikes
Same.
and attach them to the bottom of her boots.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
I will do this
Thank
because
you.
it looks smart.
And seeing everyone else do it, I just follow suit.
So the crampons, just as a reminder, will help you climb a bit easier. It will help. It will prevent you from slipping on ice. But if you have to run, it does impose a basically difficult terrain. They're not Nikes.
I would also like to have a pickaxe in one hand, just in case, I slip or something, I can catch myself. And my rope in the other, just in case I have to save somebody else. Being
Okay.
prepared.
All right. Well, I'm gonna switch us over to this screen. So this
Upon-
is. Let's see. Oh, I don't think you guys can see it, can you?
Mm-mm.
It's all black.
There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh, we can see everything.
Yep.
Yeah. So, uno momento. Let me fix it. Daylight mode. Let's see if this fixes it. Nope. Why? Why?
It's giving me time to see if I have anything that
Oh,
could possibly
I know
help
why.
me.
Because I'm a jag. Hold on. I'm gonna put switch this back over to here for now. So let me put you here. So I'm gonna put your character tokens on here. You don't necessarily need to move them because this is just gonna be how we track ourselves up the mountain. All right. Let's see if this works.
Yep.
Wonderful.
This is very
A little
Donkey
bit.
Kong country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So, you are able to see. Let me ask you this: I assume Wilzu, are you taking points since you kind of saw the way up?
Absolutely. I always want to be in the front.
Okay. And who's following Wilzu?
I will.
Okay, so then Sucinda, and then following Sucinda.
I was thinking about taking the back just in case someone may, sorry, slip or fall. I can try to catch them, stop them, almost like a giant wall behind them.
Okay.
I'll be third.
Let me put you guys in order here real quick. So we got Wilzu, we got Sucinda, Aramel, and Schmandy. All right. So you begin your trek up the hill. At first, there's a few rocks that you have to kind of pull yourself up on. The weather today actually seems calm in comparison to previous days. The wind, not quite as bad. You start to kind of get the feeling that the night is starting to fade as the aurora becomes harder to see, and this gray light is sort of just barely seeping through a cloud cover way up in the sky. So you would gather that it's probably about 7 a.m. As you reach this kind of first point. I'm just going to kind of draw your way up here. And so you find yourself up about snapping, show others. There we go. You find yourself climbing up about 35 feet. The occasional rock will slip out kind of from under you, but you're managing to kind of catch yourself. Sandy, you're able to sort of help push people up kind of as they start to slip down and everything like that. But nothing crazy yet. Matter of fact, would you all make a perception check for me?
Nice.
I see nothing, Jon Snow.
Okay. Everyone except for Sucinda, in the distance, you hear just a faint sound of ahead, kind of up in this direction up here.
Sounds like some goats.
Looking off this direction, you see it's kind of a flat plateau, but then eventually just runs into another kind of sheer cliff. So you could kind of overlook the base camp from here, but there doesn't seem to be a way up. It seems to be up this kind of more steep slope here.
Do you think I don't know how goats work. Do they just know mountain paths? Like, they get on some weird ledges, don't they?
Yes,
Maybe.
it's very strange. I've often wondered if they're magical beings.
If that's the
I
case.
understand, they
Wait,
just
what's
are
up?
able to stand on like flat surfaces, complete vertical surfaces, and be able to stand there like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But there's one and I'll point above us a little bit. It sounds like there's one right around the corner here.
You know, I was about to ask you why you randomly started talking about goats, because I didn't hear a thing. Did you hear it?
Do a little hunting.
Maybe I need to clean my ears out. I heard nothing. Wow.
Some fresh
I
goat.
definitely need some Q-tips. Interesting.
Could get it from.
Flat
I could
path.
snipe it from a good yard.
No, don't kill it. It might be useful. And I'll start trying to trek up this cliffside here. How easy is it for me, or how hard?
You're able to get up without any kind of check. It is definitely difficult terrain, so it takes you quite a bit longer than it normally would. Is everybody else following Wilzu up?
Yes.
Okay. You make your way up, kind of through this winding path through the rocks until you Actually, I drew that a little too far. Until you get basically right to where your token is, Wilzu. When you arrive there, you sort of come over a rise, and as you sort of make this this howling wind and blowing snow and slippery ice kind of makes this final climb treacherous, but you make it up, and ahead you see 4 mountain goats just perched on a large rock formation around which you must navigate.
So they're like this perch up here? Or like right here?
It's literally right where you're standing.
Oh.
Fresh goat
Yeah.
does sound good.
A lot of goats here. Now they're in the way.
Goat chops?
I'm gonna...
No? Nobody? No?
No, we
Two of-
have food here. I mean, why are you thinking I have food right now?
Two
but
of
we
them
don't have
sort of
goat.
Go.
Two of them sort of raise their head and look over at you, Wilzu, and just sort of.
See?
I'll look at them and I'll just go, bah! And cast Minor Illusion and make a polar bear in their face.
No!
They, the two of them see it and immediately scurry and just run off. When the other two see this, they as well follow suit, and you see them run. I'll kind of draw it out here. They run straight across this way here, and then you see them go across and sort of make their way down until you lose sight of them in the snow and wind. And the way ahead is clear.
Ha! Look at that, the path too. I'll snap my fingers and make the polar bear vanish. Okay, one step at a time.
Goat chops.
We have crackers and bread.
Not the
Leaves.
same.
I love leaves.
Leaves.
I'm gonna scale that path I saw them taking.
Okay. Stop right there for me.
Uh,
So everybody following suit, I'm going to transition us over to this next guy here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you reach kind of past where these goats went, and they were on these kind of rock formations. So you had to jump almost from one rock to another. And when I say rock, I mean these large stones. A couple of them had some sheets of ice that you almost slipped on, but your shoe spikes managed to catch yourself. So definitely good call on that. But once you get past that rock formation, it starts to level out a little bit, and you find yourself on a pretty thin pathway up here that's just packed with snow. As you start to step in the snow, Wilzu, you notice most of the snow is actually sort of kind of coming up to your neck. Without the actual snowshoes on, you sort of sink down in this snow.
Don't laugh! I'll turn around and look at everybody.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, it's funny now.
I'm gonna... Damn it! I'll start trying to, like, almost swim the rest of the way, kind of like paddling lightly through.
Okay. And still kind of keeping the same formation. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, everybody else, not me,
Yes.
right?
All right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I know you're leading the way, Wilzu.
Vilzu, I'm right behind you.
Taking it back.
So, you find yourself in a moment almost of awe, as at this point you are now hundreds of feet up the mountain. It's probably been about an hour and a half as you've climbed up here. The aurora is completely gone. Write something here. I'm keeping up with time here.
Just how bright it is outside right now?
It's about the same brightness as it always is in the daytime. So very gray. the snow, even though not as thick as it was, still sort of swirling and whipping, the wind sort of howling around you.
Okay.
But it's basically low light, dim light is what we're dealing with right now. As you take a moment, hundreds of feet up this mountain, you have come to this glistening white expanse of packed snow, and you can look out across the vast distance and just see the white, beautiful white tundra that goes on for miles and miles, and you can barely make out the fire that you set at the base camp down at the bottom there. As you get about halfway across this little pathway, you hear a loud above you and a slow rumble from above higher up the mountain, followed by a louder and louder rumbling noise as the ground starts to shake and you start seeing
run quickly,
snow drift down more and more and more, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
I was for sure it was an avalanche.
Mountains.
I'm first on the second round.
Ayo.
Okay, as you all look up to where this crack has come from, you see a huge, swirling mound of snow barreling down the mountain towards you. It looks like it's roughly, probably about 500 feet up above you. You're only about 100 feet up the mountain, but the snow is crashing off of cliffs and rocks and making its way down to you. And before you can react, it looks like it has descended about 300 feet. So, let's see. Let me pull this up. So, actually, Sandy, you are up first. What would you like to do?
I'd like to use the rope that I had and start to tie all of us together.
Okay. Given that a round is about 6 seconds, I'd say you could get probably 2 of them tied to you.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll get Aramel and Sin. Would I be able to, like, grab Wilzu by chance? Just not necessarily wrap him up, but grab him and hold him like a child?
Not at the same if you're tying up Sucinda, and because technically I would, in a normal situation, if you wanted to tie something up, that would be an action to tie one person up. So,
okay,
I'm being a little lenient here.
Get Wilzu, not me. I'll be fine. Get Wilzu.
Okay, well, I'll get Aramel and Wilzu, and we'll tie the 3 of us together, and end my turn.
1 second here. So, Aramel, you rolled a 17. Okay, does that end your turn?
Does.
Okay. Aramel.
Seeing what Sandy did, I will tie myself to Sin and then say, we need to move, we need to move. And then, I don't know, point towards a crevice in the I go over here like, we should move that way, and like I'll try and drag people that way as much as I can. End of turn.
Okay. Willzu.
Muted.
Muted. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm going to take the rope, the part that's tied to me, and just twirl it and just lob it up just a bit, which I don't think it'll go too high because there's not a lot of extra rope on me.
Yeah.
And I will cast Rope Trick. As it goes up about 10 feet in the air, and then little emission of face appears. I will hastily start climbing while screaming, "Get in! Just fucking climb!" As I'm climbing the trap.
End of turn?
And yeah, going inside will be the end of my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I will put a little icon on you there. Lucinda.
I don't understand this fancy rope thing that Willzu did, but he said to just fucking climb, so I'm just gonna fucking climb. I'm gonna heed his advice. And it's okay, Willzu, I'm okay. And I start hoisting my body up.
Okay. Sandy.
I've never seen this done before. This is truly magical.
I'll as well look at it and kind of. How big is this hole, Willzu?
That's what they said.
I'm not sure how big the actual opening is, but I can look through a 3 foot by 5 foot window when I'm inside of it, looking down. When you come in. So I'd assume it's minimum that big.
Okay.
But it can fit 8 people. I know that.
That's what.
Okay. Well, I'll start as well.
I'll stop.
Climbing up this hole and kind of yell back, "Aramel, this way!"
All right. You do need
Climb
to
up
physically
in it.
move to him, though.
Oh.
Oh. Someone might need to move.
Can you not move?
I think.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm sorry. My shit poke wasn't acting right.
Let's see, that was 1, 2. Okay. At this point, the avalanche crests and crashes down on top of you. Willzu, Sucinda, and Randy, you managed to climb up into this hole just in time. Aramil, you're starting to run that way as the snow starts to just compound and just envelop you.
With the rope that... Oh.
I need you... pull this back up here. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Can I help any by pulling up his rope that he tied to me?
Negative.
Oh. I thought I would try.
Well, you know what? Sure, but you're gonna need to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. I'm real weak. I actually got a negative to it, but we're gonna try our best. I've rolled
Okay.
under 10 for literally every roll tonight. I just want that known.
Okay. So as this avalanche just slams into Aramil, it hits so hard and starts to pull him away that it actually pulls you out of the safety of this bubble. But you're still holding on to the rope, so you're sort of dangling above it, but you are no longer in the safety. And the snow is just pounding and pounding and pounding your being. Aramel, you all of a sudden you've lost vision. You've lost all sense of where you are, and you are going to take 6 bludgeoning damage from the initial impact of this avalanche.
Am I hit for any damage?
You
Because
do
if so, I'd
not-
like to make a reaction.
No, you have not taken any damage.
Okay.
And it starts to just carry you down the mountain a little bit, which you are currently. I'm trying to read this. You're blinded and you're restrained currently. Let's see here. After probably about 30 seconds, you feel yourself stop moving, and you're just sort of frozen in place, just buried in snow. It's completely pitch black. You're restrained. But for your turn, you can make an athletics check. See if you can dig yourself out.
Not acrobatics.
Not acrobatics. It's going to require sheer strength and will. Okay. That is actually enough. So it didn't seem like this thing buried you. You kind of got lucky as you tumbled down. But it still buried you just maybe probably 4 feet under. And as you're sort of just digging around, you manage to get an arm up out and you can feel the open. And you manage to pull yourself out of this snow, and you find yourself back down on kind of that flat plateau that sort of overlooks the base camp. We're out of initiative.
Boy. Am I over 120 feet away?
You are.
All right. Well,
Does it look safe to climb out?
It looks like the
Them
snow.
dangling outside?
It looks like the snow has settled. You just see Sucinda sort of hanging outside, and one side of her body is just encased in snow, and the other side is just fine.
I'll poke my head out. Sin? You okay?
I'm kind of very cold, but kind of just normal cold. I don't
Okay,
like
good.
this. I don't like this at all.
Sandy, you're good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got up in here. Pure athlete. I can climb like it's nothing.
Yeah, they should have got up in here. Well, Sid was in here. Something pulled her. Oh, shit! Aramel! I'll start looking around. Do I see him?
You don't.
Shit! Sin, climb down!
Climbing down.
And I'll, once she's down, I'll follow behind.
Who will as well?
And once Sandy's out, I'll just tug on the rope lightly and dispel the rope trick. And the rope will just fall back to the ground.
How far down is Aramel?
He's probably at this point about 110 feet down, 120 feet down. As you look over, you can kind of see him pulling himself out of the snow down there. There's a couple of goats standing next to him.
Do I have his rope that he had tied to me still attached to me? Like, did he get untied from the sheer mass? Okay, I'm gonna tie my 50 foot of rope.
He was untied though, yeah.
I'm gonna tie my 50-foot rope to his 50-foot rope. And Sandy, Vilzu, do you guys have your ropes?
Of course.
I don't have
Okay.
a rope.
I'll kind of hand it out for her.
I'm gonna tie that one to Sandy's. Okay, Sandy, you know I'm not very strong. I'm actually like the exact opposite of it. I'm gonna still try and help. If we're gonna throw this down to Aramel, can you help hoist him up?
Yeah. And I'll
Okay.
kind of fasten the rope a little bit to myself, almost as an anchor.
Aramel, rope coming down. Please catch it. Okay. And
do I see the goats?
You do. As you come up, one of them just seems to be looking at you and just sort of chewing on something.
How far away is the furthest?
The closest one is probably about 10 feet from you. The furthest one is probably a good 60 feet away.
Notch an arrow.
Good
Aim
man,
at
just caught an avalanche. He's going, go. Are you kidding me?
Guys, I'm great. I like kind of just say very quietly, and I like get down on one knee and like,
when you yell, they run off.
damn it. I say, well, fine. I see this rope.
Mhm.
I'll give it a.
Who's holding the rope up there?
I am.
Okay.
And
I'm
me,
assu-
partially.
yeah, I'm
I'm trying to
assuming
help.
And I'm holding on to Sandy's calf, pulling him.
It's pretty firm.
Oh, I feel him pulling on it. Tell him to hold on.
Animal, hold on.
Right.
And I'll start.
You hear.
I'll start slowly climbing up. Try and reverse rappel, I guess, like up the
Sure.
up the cliff wall.
So you're kind of using your feet to sort of go up the rock cliffs.
I know
All is
what I'm
well
doing.
before.
I've done this plenty of time.
And after a few minutes, Aramil, you find him just kind of cresting the edge of the path that you're on there, now freshly covered in nice unpacked snow now as you sink even deeper, Wilzu, as you go down, as this snow is actually above your head at this point.
You need to change shoes, friend.
Yeah, you're probably right, buddy. Are you okay?
Well, yes, I'm great. And I like leap up on the snow.
Excellent. I'll start changing into my snowshoes instead of my hiking ones.
When you leap up into the snow, you sink down as well, and your head is basically just like the snow level is just right at your chin. Sandy, it's kind of right at your upper chest, and Sin, it's almost like right under your nose. The snow.
This is terrible. I literally hate it.
Well, that was fun, and I'm glad I'm back.
I would like to untie all of the ropes and give them back to their owners.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, no
Ah.
problem.
Yes, so maybe we should change shoes.
I don't know if I can see my feet to properly change them.
And I'll I'll go to Wilzu first and lift him up out of the snow so he can put his shoes on, and I'll set him nicely back on the snow. And then I'll walk over to Sin and kind of help hoist her up, try to help hold her out of the
Thank you. I changed my shoes.
snow. And then same with Aramel. I'll walk over, try to hold him up, like they're all three my children.
Okay. Are we continuing on? What are we doing?
Yes. We should continue. I have no stress post-traumatic from that event at all.
We press on the path with new shoes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Does it like I can go this way or this way? Or the
So looking up, I'll use the ruler here. So looking up this way, it's pretty sheer. This way kind of seems to flatten out quite a bit.
Okay, I'll take the flattened path then.
Okay.
Looks like a little avalanche. It's like a cup of coffee in the morning. Am I right?
No, deadly.
I hate it. I'm a bit colder than normal. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yes. We are not on a mountain. We are in an inn getting wasted.
That sounds delightful.
You find a spot where it, if you'll, Wills, if you'll hold on for a sec, where the path sort of opens up a little wider here. Continue on.
Okay. Just keep on trekking, all right? And eyes open. You never know what we'll find here. Could be 12 goats next time. Right?
I will take vengeance on the goats.
And I just kind of look up the cliffside as I'm walking forward, wondering how tall or how high up I'm actually gonna have to go here.
Wilzu, make a perception check.
Wow.
Wilzu,
Dang.
you hear kind of a help. And as you look up to the north, leaned up against this rock, kind of covered in snow mostly, is a man leaned up right against it, and he's barely able to reach out to you.
Oh shit! Hey buddy, hey, save that energy! I'll lean down and I'll just put my hands on him and start prestidigitationing, making him just slightly warmer.
Okay. And as he warms up, you see that this guy is barely conscious, and as the snow kind of starts to melt, you definitely see he's a human male, kind of a rugged, bearded man, younger man. But as the snow sort of melts away, you see that he has kind of a gash across his chest, along with what looks like a giant bite mark on his other shoulder, and he's just stained with blood.
Sin, can you do something about this?
Yes, but first, so what is your name?
He sort of
It's for insurance purposes.
Yes, exactly. I was about to say that, Vozu. Wow, that's
You
such
need
a
to sign this
coincidence.
waiver first.
Aramil, it's like you've been watching Grey's Anatomy as well.
he
Let us
sort
know
of
it's cool to do work.
he sort of coughs up some blood, and he says, "My name's Garrett Velron."
Garrett, you sure it's not Keegan?
Keegan's the
That's
guy
my-
at the town.
That's my husband.
Oh, right, okay. I mixed the two names up, my bad. Okay, I
I'll
will
check
definitely
his-
heal you then.
I'll check his wallet for an insurance card.
We do take payment of all kinds. Please let us know what works best for you. Hang on, please.
I appreciate your sense of humor, but I'm
Yes, it's called bedside manner. My friend Jack has none of it.
kind of dying. Moment.
Yes, I'm. If you'll give me a moment, I'm getting to it. Jeez.
At this point, he lets out a cough, and just a huge thing of blood kind of comes out of his mouth and spills down his chin.
I just want everyone to appreciate the fact how terribly I'm rolling tonight. For this, it was 2 d8s. I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oof.
What the frick?
Well, he is more alive than he was.
There's 5 healing. Please. Have a
Garrett.
great time with it.
Garrett, tell us what happened.
As he just has a moment to take a couple breaths, he just holds up one finger and says, one moment. And you start to see the bleeding cauterize and stop, and some of the wounds close a bit.
I hope he's healing himself, because I surely didn't help him.
And well, I've got his health bar, Joan.
Oh, he's decent. Okay. I can.
So he takes a moment and looks at you all and says, "Did Keegan send you for me?"
Yeah. In fact, to be more specific, your dog did in the beginning.
Boy,
Right
He's
on.
a-
Let us
he's
to
a-
Keegan, who led us to you.
he's alive. Thank God.
They're doing dog stuff with the dog.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate the help. I owe you my life. Now,
Can I,
what was it you wanted to know? Go ahead.
Before I answer him, can I inspect his wounds to maybe identify like what struck him? Does it look like wolf, polar bear, or something more were related?
Sure, make an investigation check. Or I'd say make an investigation or a No, investigation. Yeah, investigation.
All right. Oh.
They definitely look larger than that of a wolf's, but you're not sure what it could be, whether it's a bear or what.
I'll pausing for a moment before I answer him. I then kind of shake my head and look back at him. Wait, what did you ask? Sorry, avalanche just hit us. A little zoned out.
Yes, that'll happen if you're... if you don't know the way to walk through and yes, did you lose anyone?
Me, briefly.
Yeah. But he's here now.
I'll talk about it in therapy eventually.
I've had friends that never made it back from avalanches. And he looks back to you all and says, you asked me a question. What was it?
What happened?
Oh. He says, I was leading an expedition up the mountain. It was me and 3 adventurers. A Goliath, like you, looks up to you, Sandy. A halfling and tiefling, like you. They were
What a strange coincidence.
looking for some sort of were-druid, were-bear, but that's not what did this. This mountain is home to all sorts of dangerous things, and normally I'm able to see the signs before they happen, but this came out of nowhere. You might not believe me, but we were surprised by a yeti. It jumped down from above, and we didn't stand a chance. I was able to lure it away down here, but not before it got its claws around me. It got me good, but eventually it gave up the chase, and I rested here, assuming this would be it. The rest are still somewhere further up the mountain.
Well, I suppose that's where we're gonna be going, still. But you, and I'll look him up and down again. Does he look in a condition to move on his own or travel on his own at all? I'm assuming no.
At the moment, no, unless he was to heal a bit more.
You might be accompanying your second adventuring group for the... I don't know how long you've been up here, but for that long.
2 days.
For the second day. Because if you go on your own, I feel like you might not make it in your condition.
How bad off does he look? You said that I could. I was actually looking at Willzu's health bar. I don't see his.
You can't see his health bar?
No.
Oh, there it is.
Well, we weren't hired to find them.
Right.
Taking a page out of Sin's book.
He says, I can't rightfully just leave them to die up there, and I'm responsible for them.
Do you know the names? What were the names?
Yes, it was the Goliath. His name was Mokingo. He was of the... what was it? I believe the Akhenathi tribe.
Sandy, do you know him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Many tribes.
He says,
Then-
it was his expedition. He wanted to find Oya Minartok, and test his metal in battle against it. There was the halfling, Perilu. She was our healer, I guess you could say. And then Astrix, the tiefling. I don't really know her story, but she just mumbled and sweared a lot.
Seems all right.
How long ago was the attack? Can you remember?
He looks up to the sky and says, I've been in and out of consciousness for a while. Maybe half a day, I don't know. When you live here, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference between day and night.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
I'm more than happy to help you.
I mean, if you think you can, I'll tilt my head at him. You really don't, I mean, I know you're a guide. You could guide us. Can you fight at all?
He sort of chuckles a little bit and says, I can hold my own if I'm not ambushed. And he, as the snow continues to melt off of him from your prestidigitation, he sort of pats his side where you can see a short sword, and then now on his back you can see a longbow. He says, no scout worth his salt is able to do so unequipped.
All right. Well, Garrett, in that case, your job's not done. We are definitely, and I'll turn and look up at Aramil and then Sin while saying this, definitely gonna go see about those other adventuring people that surely need our help.
I could get me one of those, and I point to his longbow, ignoring Welzu.
He says, I'll tell you what, you help me with this. Whether I live or die, you may have my bow.
Oh, that's not what I... Oh, sure, yes. Yes.
Do you mean your bow as in boy, as in your dog? Because if
No.
so, sign me up.
No, I was not trying to get your bow, just I need one.
He
Not
sort
yours.
of laughs and says, I think you might have to fight Keegan for that. It's become more his dog than mine.
I see.
And should I not make it back down this mountain, it will be all he'll have left of me.
No.
Well, since love is involved, and you know, I can't even ask for the dog anymore now. I understand.
We are getting you off this mountain.
Let me see something here. Oh, that's what I need.
You know, our name with you now could be Gwass, like grass, but there is none, so it's kind of funny. Gwass.
Now, we've already gotten established, Sin. If we do that, they're gonna be confused.
What about Wags?
Wags.
2S. And the dog connotation, you know, the boy, yeah, Wags.
He also sort of leans over to the side and pulls a backpack off of him. Go ahead. As
What
he'll
about
do this as he's saying that, as you're saying.
What
this.
about Swags?
Ooh.
SWAGS?
I
Swags?
turn and put my face in my palm.
Not bad, Aramil. But no. Well, that'll ruin our current image. We already have a reputation growing.
Right, so what our swag?
I guess that would still apply.
As you're having this conversation, you hear a couple of rocks kind of down from the mountain. As you look up, mid-air,
Oh God.
from both sides, you see two large cats leaping down towards you. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Man, I am the 20 man tonight. Jesus.
Nope.
Still under 10, baby.
And we all were bad. Except for Wolsey.
I'm gonna run and get a refill real quick.
Okay. Move this stuff over here.
You can see Lady just out in her bed.
Oh, dude, we just got them new beds. And they love them. Alright, so Wilzu, you rolled a 23. Forgot to clear out the old ones. Wilzu.
Oh, I didn't have myself clicked, did I?
No,
My
go
bad.
ahead and do it again, and I'll change it to whatever. I'll change it to your 23.
Okay.
Like
We'll
it
do
matters.
hot rolls tonight.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Hope it goes on my attack. Spoilers, it probably won't.
Those catapults be hitting.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that to these. Kitty cats probably got a lot of agility, so I don't know.
Okay, Sucinda, this one over here to your east has jumped down mid-air and is going to attempt to pounce on you. Let me fix this here. Twist rolls and there we go. There we go. Pounce. So it has sort of run and jumped, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Under 10, baby.
As it pins you to the ground and leans down to try and bite you. It's going to be a 10. So you're able to just move out of the way as it just into the snow. Aramil, this other one, attempts
Can
to
I
pounce.
react?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh,
Well, what are you trying to do?
hellish rebuke.
Can you link it? I think you might be able to. Let's see. Reaction. It did not damage you, so no.
Okay.
Aramil, I need you to make a strength
Okay.
saving throw. Aramil, this one does not knock you prone, but it is still going to take a swipe at you with its claw. It's going to be a 14 to hit.
That's the number.
All right, it slashes you for 10 damage. Wilzu, you are up. Also, I need to get their health bars up.
I'm gonna shout, intruders again, and run past Sandy. And then turn around at the one on Sucinda and shout, Ignis! Because that's the word for it.
Nice.
21 to hit absolutely hits. As this firebolt just slams right into the side of this cat for 7 damage.
And I will prepare some magics just in case I get pounced upon. I am good.
Okay. End of turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sucinda, this thing still has you pinned to the ground, and it's going to try and take another bite at you with advantage this time, since it has you pinned. That's going to be a 23 and deal 4 piercing damage.
Oh no! Since I'm pinned, I imagine I can just point my finger up. I mean, I can be pinned and still use my hand.
You can.
Perfect. I would like to do a reaction.
Go for it.
Hellish, yeah, hellish rebuke.
Do it.
And say, get off of me! I want to try and use a button I haven't used before. I'm gonna click use instead of cast and see if that works.
Okay.
Did it work?
Nice.
Cast it at 2nd level. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is that the max it can do?
30.
No.
Oh, damn, okay.
Okay. It's going to make this with advantage. Because
Advantage?
it does have spell turning.
Whoa!
Wow.
Doubly good at in catapult now. What the hell? Magic cats.
Let's see. It's barely succeeds as it just dodges out of the way. Barely. You even singe some of the hair off of its side.
This is ridiculous. I hate you, cat. I will murder you.
And that's going to bring us to this one, which is going to take a swipe with its claw at you, Aramel.
Aye.
It's going to be 21 to hit. That's going to deal 11 more slashing damage.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Sucinda, you are up. Let me see here. You can make a strength or agility saving, athletics or acrobatics check to try and get out of this thing being pounced on you.
I'm probably stuck forever. Not Keegan. I don't remember your name. Take this healing potion and give it to Aramil. Bring him back to life for me. Can you do that? I can't touch him to heal him. He's just too far away, just barely. Can you help me?
You don't get a response because there's nobody named Keegan there.
No, I said not Keegan because I can't remember his name. Keegan's husband.
Still didn't respond.
Sandy, take this bloody potion. I'm gonna kill this not Keegan man.
Rude.
I give Sandy my healing potion because I can't touch Aramil to heal him. He's just
Okay. So as your action,
Just
you
outside of my
toss the
reach.
healing potion over to Sandy.
yeah, because I have to be able to touch Aramil, and my arm's not 6 feet long, so.
Right. Aramil, make a death save for me. All right. Nice success. I'm very close to getting back up there.
Close.
At this point, Garrett is going to hop up on this rock and run over to this cat, and he's going to take a swing in it with his short sword. Let me see. I think that is going to hit. I need to actually. I always forget to do this. It was a 13 to hit. I know you guys didn't see it. I forgot anytime I do a new character, I've got to do this. So it hits for 4 damage, and then he winds back the other way with it and swings again and hits it for another 8. So 12 damage total to this cat as it slices into the back. Sandy.
I'll grab that potion that Sin is yelling at me to take. Does it take an action to give it to Aramel?
Yes, it would be like the help action.
Okay. I will go ahead and do that. I'll reach down and kind of pour it into his mouth.
I'll double check though, just to
and
make
kinda
sure I'm being fair here.
Slap him on the shoulder. Get up, Aramel. It's time to fight. I'll pour it into his mouth.
Yes, drinking or administering a potion takes an action. I've been playing Baldur's Gate, and in Baldur's Gate it's a bonus action, so that kind of threw me off.
You get 7. And I'll
of
just
turn?
hold my ground. Yeah.
Okay, Wilzu.
I will. Seeing as there's no change in our scenario, and there's still one on top of Sucinda.
Yes, it's still pounced on top of her.
Okay, I will Ignis again. Aww.
That is barely going to miss, and Garrett actually sort of dodges out of the way as it crashes into. Wait, let me do this. I wonder if this will work. Oh, it's being slow. as it crashes into the rocks back behind you. Let's see if it.
Fancy.
End of turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one is going to look at you as you singed it a couple times, Wilzu, and run at you. And is going to attempt... Didn't run 20 feet. So it's just going to try and claw you. Which is going to miss. As you literally sink into the snow. Like, you kind of just dive underneath the snow as it just sort of misses you. The next one is going to, as you're getting up, Aramel, it's going to kind of shimmy around the side of you towards Sandy, and is going to take a swipe at you, Sandy. It's going to be a 20 to hit for 9 slashing damage as it just rakes across your chest. And actually pulls some of your cold winter clothing, shreds it open.
Fuck.
And that's going to end their turn. Sucinda, you are no longer pinned to the ground, you're prone. You can use half of your movement speed to get up, but you still have your actions and bonus actions to use.
I would like to get up.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach out my hand and use a free spell and cast Toll the Dead on this bitch-ass cat that hit me. And since it's already damaged, I'm going to hope that it takes this 1d12. Let me see. Spell. It has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And it has to be a 12.
Okay.
Oh, but it has advantage. Ah, fudge
So,
sickles.
it rolls a 16.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Fine. I need to be more creative.
Hold on a sec. I misread something here. Jesus, and the spell is 7th level lower. The spell has no effect on the cat. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
And beat a 12.
Oh yeah, it's called spell turning. This thing has reflect permanently cast. Think Final Fantasy.
You succeed, though.
I'm smart. I'm smart girl.
As you're told, the dead just seems to push back on you, but you manage to just kind of push it off to the side as the force almost seems like it's too much for a moment.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. I need to cast Cure on it so it will cure me.
Aramel.
Bonus action, I will disengage and I will step back here, and then I will let loose an arrow. Too many people that way. I will shoot at this one here.
Okay.
Hopefully with a sneak attack since he
is engaged with Sandy. Yeah. That is barely going to miss as your arrow just off the side of the mountain.
End of turn.
Okay. Garrett is going to put his short sword away and pull out his longbow and take a shot again at this crag cat here. Which is going to hit as an arrow sinks into the hindquarters of this cat, like right in the hip, for 4 damage. And that's going to bring us to Sandy.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm sick of having to repair my winter clothing. So I go into a rage.
Smash.
I'm going to swing as hard as I can at the cat in front of me.
Okay. It's very nimble on its kitty cat paws and just dodges just to the side of your maul.
And then I'm going to take a second attack with my frenzy attack.
Okay. That one, it dodges the other way, and your hammer just smashes into the snow, and you just sort of, you see a snow cloud burst up from the ground.
I'll look up at it menacingly. I will kill you. And I'll end my turn.
Wilzu.
After dodging this cat swipe, I will unsheath my dagger and just start stepping side to side, shouting, "You wanna go? You wanna go?" That's like the dodge action just in his face.
Okay.
And that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay. It is completely... You have its full attention as you do that. And it is going to attempt to claw at you. Which is going to be a 13 to hit with disadvantage.
If my AC was 13, would that still hit?
That does hit. So
Okay, in that
7
case-
damage.
Well, no, not yet. I'm
Okay.
going to instead cast Shield.
Okay. In that case, as it goes to claw at you, you force your hands out with your dagger on one side, and a kind of shimmering barrier just emits in front of you, and it slices through this barrier, and you hear this kind of screeching, almost like nails on a chalkboard, as these super sharp claws just cleave through this barrier.
I will warily still dance back and forth, but not say anything.
Okay. You're dancing back and forth, and all the shiny lights you're doing has got the attention of the other one, which now leaps towards you and attempts to bite at you.
Oh shit.
Which is going to be a... which is going to miss, because you still took the dodge action on your turn. So, it just... You see its teeth and its tongue just sort of... just on the edge of your barrier there. But no damage done. Sucinda.
So I have a question. I don't know how this would work out, so I would like to ask you before, doing anything.
Okay.
I have several flasks of oil. Could I potentially cut some of my rope, put it in the flask of oil, light it with my mess kit or something that I have, throw it onto it, and an explosion occur?
So the preparing of it would be an action in of itself, but yes, you could, but you wouldn't be able to throw it to your next turn.
I'm trying to create like a Molotov.
I got paper for that. We can talk later.
Because I can't really, I can't cast a spell on it.
So
This is the worst.
if you read the spell turning thing, there is a key phrase in there about spells, and it's in the
This-
first sentence.
The spell turning thing, I don't know. The cat,
Cat
has
has
advantage on
advantage. There
saving throws and on the cat.
On saving throws. Do you have any spells that don't require saving throws?
Like a melee spell attack?
I
Is there some way
do.
we could guide a spell to it?
I do. Okay. Okay. I would like to cast
That's your DM hint of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
This one still, because it's the only one I can touch. I would like to cast Inflict Wound.
Okay.
Let's see how it likes me. I'll probably roll super shitty like normal.
With that
Nat 20.
attitude,
Nat 20.
Wait, it's fully focused on me, right? Is she getting any benefits from that?
since you're not flanking or anything at the moment, no.
Oh.
Because it can still kind of see left and right. But yeah, it does. So you do manage to kind of get your hands on it a little bit, but it's still moving around, trying to figure out how to get inside Wilzu's shield. And it just goes out of your reach barely.
I'm rolling like shit tonight.
We've all been there. Aramil.
I will take a knee to help steady my shot, and I will shoot again at this one.
Okay.
Let's make that happen.
That
Much better.
hits for 12 damage as this sinks right into the rib cage, and you see some blood start to pour out of it.
End of turn.
And it lets out a as it still just bares its teeth at you, Wilzu, but then turns and looks over at you, Aramil.
Wasn't me.
Next is Garrett, who's going to take another shot with his bow at the same one he's been attacking, which is going to hit again for 7 damage. Sandy, that brings us to you.
Even more enraged that I missed not once, but twice. I'm gonna go with swinging.
Swing on. That definitely hits as you crack this thing right in the shoulder,
Nice.
and you hear a crunch as you probably fractured something right in here.
And then I'm gonna go like right at the same spot, trying to add more
Okay.
pain to that.
That hits as well. And it actually almost knocks this thing
Good job.
off of its feet. But
And I'll-
you just absolutely have kind of cleaved this thing to like almost cleaved it down. It's got blood just dripping out of its mouth. It's got an arrow in its side. It's kind of really favoring one leg over the other. The other one also just heavily bleeding.
I'll end my turn.
Wilzu.
I will maintain the course. I'll just take the dodge action again. And ready some more magics to get me out of trouble, if I can.
Okay. It's going to bring us to this one here, who is going to, again, take a swing at you, Wilzu. It's going to be a 14 to hit.
Oh, shit. All right, I see it coming right for me, and I will again cast another shield.
Okay, you barrier again. At which point, it's going to take a couple of steps back.
Wait, if when I'm in range, do I get to wait? No, that'd be a
You used your
reaction.
reaction on your
Yeah,
shield.
Damn it.
The
Wait,
other,
it worked as Descender, right?
it would. I'm not gonna call it out. You guys just gotta.
Oh, I get a reaction?
It moved away from you, Descender.
Well, I am doing very terribly with my spells, but let me try and hit it with something. I'm pretty terrible at that too. I try and hit it with my mace, hoping that Loki is just wanting to play a trick on me and let me hit something at this point. Ha!
Well,
That's
that was that was in a roll though.
Fine, I'll try that. 7,
Okay.
2,
It
0.
dodges
You
out of
guys.
the way.
You hit it for 0.
Magic.
This one here, still looking at you, Aramil, is going to run straight at you. Sandy, you'll get an attack of opportunity as this thing is bounding towards you, Aramil. Sandy, as you hit it right in the side, and this thing kind of falls over and just slides through the snow and sinks down, kind of blood pooling around the snow as this thing just goes absolutely lifeless. Seeing that, this one immediately dashes off, climbs up the rocks,
Boo.
and disappears into the snow, hurt. And we are out of initiative.
It's gone. We can't see it.
It is gone. It climbed
Damn
up
it.
and like went through like
Boo.
some rock crevices. It was very quick and very nimble. That one didn't have any damage to his legs.
I don't know if I've ever done so terribly before in my entire life.
Is everyone
Garrett
okay?
says, well,
I'm great. I'm great.
we're all still here. Those are,
Yes.
what they call hunters of men. Cragcats are their traditional name. Normally they live much further up the mountain, but it's strange to see them down this far. They mainly hunt the goats.
Not today. Today they lost one. Let it be a lesson.
Well, maybe they would have hunted them if we hadn't scared them off.
No, I think this was unavoidable. Yep, this was gonna happen no matter what. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I could have thrown a goat carcass at one and we could have destroyed it.
Now that is likely.
Too bad you wouldn't let him go hunting.
Are these
I never stopped him from hunting.
are these pelts worth anything?
They can be, yes. If you know how to remove it properly without damaging it. Have you ever skinned a crag cat?
No.
I have.
Well, I've got these daggers.
He says, he kind of opens his, actually has a backpack on and reaches inside and pulls out what looks like a pretty sharp knife. Says, I can do my best. Your hammer did quite the damage, and your arrows, it's not going to be the perfect pelt, but...
Yes, maybe we should take a breather.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short rest along this mountainside. You guys look like you need a moment.
He says, I will, try and skin this thing then. And he begins to try and cut away at it. And with that, we're going to take a break because we just went through some shit. We climbed some mountains. We did an avalanche. We fought some crag cats, aka the Hunters of Men. Been action-packed. So, give us like 10 minutes, and we will be back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We just fought off some crag cats, and by we I mean what? No, it was me too. I helped as Garrett. So we're recovering from that. We took a little short rest in the meantime. Did you already all roll your hit die? Looks like you did. I will roll a hit die for Gareth here. Or Garrett, sorry. Let's see here.
Nice.
I just found something out with my character when I went to do the short rest. It says that I can use Channel Divinity to reset my maximum HP during rest, for a short rest. I didn't know that.
Nice. And then you can just use.
very cool.
Then you just have to take a long rest to get it back.
Right.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
What else does your channel divinity do, though? You can use it
Well-
for something else, right?
Yeah, I can use Turn Undead, and I can invoke Duplicity.
Okay. Well, let's jump back into it here. So the crag cats, or crag cat, is dead before you. Garrett finishes skinning what he can of this. So one of you can add a ruined crag cat pelt to your inventory.
I'll do it.
Well, I was
I-
trying to see how much it weighed.
Would I
How
be
much does
able
that-
to like
Um,
maybe?
I would say this probably weighs about 5 pounds.
What's it called?
A ruined crag cat pelt.
Would I
Not a
maybe
pristine
be able to put the pelt where they scratched my clothing? Maybe to,
There's really
like,
not a good way to like fasten it to where it would really do any good right now. You could probably visit some sort of store where they could use the pelt to repair your clothing. All right, so I
Just
throw it
trying
back to
find
you.
it.
Are you
I
carrying
don't think it's going to be in the inventory. It
Carry
might
them?
be something you have
Oh.
to custom make. I actually, if you so let's jump back into it. You guys, what
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
doing? And I'll make it in the meantime.
Yeah. Yes,
Sandy, how
Sandy.
big is the tear?
It's 3. Actually, it's 4 pretty large swipes all the way across the chest.
Oh, so it's like very large. I can't just
Ooh.
like.
Yeah. It's nothing I'm not used to, but and it is chilly.
Thank you for bringing me back.
Well, if
Oh.
Sid didn't yell at me and throw the potion at me, probably would have just started swinging at the cat earlier.
Well, should we press on, or?
Yeah, as soon as Garrett's done with the skin. You done with the skin, Garrett?
Yeah, we've got the pelt.
Yeah,
Oh.
he handed it over.
Can I try and use mending to help what little I can with Sandy's clothing?
It wouldn't close up enough to really make too much of a difference.
Oh.
Garrett, do you know about how much a pelt like this would fetch?
He says, "It's hard to say. It depends on the person and the quality of it. This is fairly beaten up, so ideally, I couldn't even really put a price on it."
We're really just looking for something for operational expenses to cover.
Let's worry about that later when we're not on the side of a cliff that has avalanches and monsters and cat crags, yeah?
Vilzu, I couldn't agree
I
more.
make sound effect.
Let's march on. We're heading up. Garrett, you probably should take points since you know the route and whatnot.
Do you
Right.
got your tongue, or too soon?
I can take you up the way that we took up there. This way. Just know that the next part is a little. What was that? Cry cats!
Are there dogs? Werewolves?
No, I think it's boy. Obi boy is causing a ruckus.
You hear the dogs barking from below the thing.
I
Hey!
hope they're okay.
Stop your barking! Alright. He says, the
Garrett.
path narrows a bit up here. There are some ledges we have to cross. And
Great.
All right.
Sounds-
he continues on. So, let's bring us back over here.
Garrett, may I ask you a question?
Of course.
I called out Keegan's husband because I couldn't remember your name. I just met you. Why would you not take the potion from me? That was not nice.
There was a lot going on. I'm literally coming back from the brink of death, and you weren't calling my name. I just heard my husband's name.
Right. Help me. Take the potion, help me. It's fine. Next time we will do better. It's okay.
Why is your face like that?
I think I'm frozen. I don't know.
Be careful, it'll stay that way if you keep doing that.
If you turn off your camera and turn it back on, it should fix.
I don't know if I know how to do that.
There you go. There you go.
Hello, I'm back.
Look at you. I don't know if I know how to do it.
And you can subscribe
It's a
to
coincidence.
Remote Geek Squad subscription service.
Alrighty. So, you. There we go. So you continue on past until you come across some extremely thin ledges and kind of some icy cliffs that need to
I would like to
be
change my
scaled.
shoes.
Yeah, should we change shoes?
Garrett
yeah.
turns
Put
around
my
and says,
crampons back on.
it wouldn't be the worst idea. So
Yeah,
you're all
put
kind of
the-
switching over to your
We all
crampons.
sit down, put our shoes on.
Yeah.
Wilzu, when you sit down, you actually sink down into the snow again.
No.
I chuckled to myself, thinking it's adorable.
But after a few moments, you're all geared up and ready to go.
Vilzu looks so adorable. Oh, if only I had a camera. I take my hands like this to take a mental image.
Hang it on my shelf. Garrett starts to reach up and climb onto a rock and test it with his hand and then his left foot and starts climbing up and to the left and then eventually up and to the right on these really, really thin kind of perilous ledges. Are we all following suit?
Right behind him.
Okay.
Carefully.
I need everyone to make
Oh, boy.
an athletics group check. So we'll group with a group check. If half of you succeed, you all succeed. If half of you fail, you all fail.
Ooh.
Well, everyone, I'm sorry. Everyone knows I've been rolling under 10 the entire time.
Count on
Oh
me.
Two.
no. Oh no.
There's a 7.
Oh, God.
So what is it? If it has half failed, we.
What if half fail and half succeed?
Yeah. What if it's a tie?
Then that would be considered a success. Half of you need to succeed.
I'm pretty athletic, but
Yeah.
I'm negative athletic. So is
Okay,
Wilzu.
that's one.
Oh, there's one. Hey, all right. So you start to one at a time climb. As Wilzu, you're out in front, followed by Aramil, Sucinda behind Aramil, and then Sandy bring up the back. Each time Sucinda and Wilzu start to slip, Aramel and Sandy kind of catch them and help them with their balance as they continue to climb up with no lost time and no exhaustion. As you get to the top of this, it probably takes you another 30 minutes or so to get up to the top of these, this kind of perilous climb. It really sort of levels out. And in front of you, matter of fact, I've got a map for this. And actually, I'll just draw real quick where you made it. So you went all the way around here through this perilous climb. When you get to the top and you pull yourself up, you see Garrett standing there with his head down, and he's got his hand on his hip.
Sandy, come on!
He's got his hand on his hip where his sword is. Let me actually get him here.
There's a song that goes like that. I put my hand up on you. No, okay.
There we go. And I will transfer us over here. So, looking beyond Garrett, up ahead, you see a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth, and there's blood on the snow some distance from the cave entrance. And Garrett turns to you as the last of you make your way up there. What's up, B.R. Smith? And he says, this was the spot where we were ambushed.
Wow.
Muted Wilzu.
Yeah, it looks kind of obvious.
I draw a bow, or I draw a bow and an arrow.
He says, I'm not sure how much of this is my blood or the rest of my party's. And he points out kind of over to the side, over here, and says, the Yeti, he was apparently asleep in a snowdrift. We never saw him, and it was too late. He jumped up and grabbed our tiefling friend Astrix, and Kingo went to our defense, but I don't think he lasted very long. Astrix was able to run somewhere, and I don't know what happened to Perlu. But the Yeti chased me some ways down the mountain, and that's where you found me. I don't know where it went from there.
If there's a Yeti here, we will deal with it, I guess.
Do we see any paths or footprints or?
Everything is mostly covered in snow.
Do I see tracks to a roller coaster?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna step forward into a little bit to the blood. Is this deep snow still?
It is fairly deep, yeah.
Okay. All right, I guess into the spooky cave thing, right?
Yes.
Everyone at the ready. Weapons out.
This must be the cue to the ride. I mean, mountain.
Is there a fast pass? I
Is
mean,
there a what? I checked my. Oh, is my app working? When's our Everest queue?
Okay, when you step into this first room here, Wilza, you see a few things. This cave, as you enter it, has got this about 20-foot high kind of concave ceiling. Most of the floor in front of you has fallen away, forming this deep chasm in front of you. All that's left of the floor is kind of this kind of thin 5-foot rocky ledge that's connected around the south of the room. Additionally, there is a sheet of ice that seems to span across this chasm. If you kind of look to the side, it looks like this ice is about a foot thick, going to the left.
Left or right? Ice over chasm. And I look to my right. Can I see bones and stuff to the right?
You can, and there's actually more bones than what's sitting there. There are kind of random bones littered around that are just picked clean.
Well, I
So
guess.
it's not just over there.
Okay. I'm really curious about this ice sheet. And I'll walk up to it and kind of just look at it. Is this the only thing? Like, it's just attached from one side to the other? There's
Yes,
nothing under it?
there is no structure, nothing underneath it.
I'm going to tap my foot on it.
When you tap your little gnome foot on it, you can definitely you feel your shoe spikes sort of kind of clink into it a little bit, and it sort of echoes around this large cavernous chamber.
I'll sigh and take a few steps back. We should check out the safer path first. Maybe this way, where we don't have to go over ice. Yeah?
Sure.
I
right.
definitely weigh more than you. And plus, all the stuff that I keep having to carry probably weighs more than you.
Very
Looks
true.
like up ahead gets a little tight. So, frontline fighters, it's gonna be you first, okay? I'll step back out of the way.
I'll light a torch and kind of start leading the way.
Okay. Looking down to your left, you see that this chasm just goes and goes and goes. You can't see the bottom of it. This seems to be another bridge, as you see the chasm on this side as well. However, instead of ice, this is made of what looks like just pure rock. It's like a rock bridge.
Well, keep going. I can't really see much. Is it?
Yeah,
I think I'm having a
unless
hard
you-
time lighting my torch.
Do you want to light a torch?
Yes.
Okay. So you finally get your torch to light here. BR Smith, thank you for the tier 2 sub, 14 months in a row. Holy shit.
Good job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's good to see you, by the way. I haven't seen BR Smith in a minute.
It's been a while.
Let me get your torch going here. Since I've got so much shit going on my computer, sometimes it takes a second for me to type in everything, because Roll20 is not super well optimized. You should be able to see a little better now.
I sure can.
Well, while this is loading, let me let you guys know what BR Smith has that's mine, because it actually is adorable. So when JD first saw me, I had a Nightmare Before Christmas lunchbox that I carried into work, and JD was just
Please don't tell me it's the note.
No.
Okay.
It's the little drink thing that came inside of the
thermos?
lunchbox. It's the thermos. Yeah, that's what he has. How adorable.
Yay! Holy shit! BR
Oh
Smith
my gosh.
with the gifting 10 tier 1 subs to our community. BR Smith, thank you so freaking much, dude.
Good job.
And just
Thank
like
you.
that, we hit our March goal in one night.
Whoop.
So,
Boom.
BR Smith,
BR Smith is the best.
we are actually in the process of kind of planning out like some t-shirts and stuff like that we're going to have. So as soon as that is finalized, you are going to get like 50 t-shirts. You'll have one for every day of the year. And a commemorative plaque. You know what? I'll make one of those, you know those little glass cubes where you can make like a portrait of bubbles inside of it and it's like 3D? I'll get I'll make one of those for you with me just doing that. Dude, that's fantastic. Gotta get the thermos. Okay. So you managed to light
I've
your
had it since high
torch.
school.
And you can see very clearly now the chasm on either side now. As well as the tunnel up ahead. It sort of narrows down from a 20-foot high ceiling to a 10-foot high ceiling right around in this area here.
Well, I'll keep leading the way, assuming everybody's following.
Arrow drawn, yes.
Garrett also has his bow out with the arrow drawn.
Sam, did you need to be able to touch people to heal them? Am I right on that?
All right, Sandy, go ahead and stay right there.
Yep.
Sam,
Huh?
did you need to be able to touch people to heal them?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay, you're going ahead of me. You go ahead then.
Okay.
I want to hug this wall here.
Okay. Garrett sort of follows up behind you. Sandy, as you round that corner, the floor of this tunnel is filled with bones, but what catches your eye are it's a full skeleton still, actually, of much larger bones. They look to be about the same size as your bones, and this body looks to have been dragged here as the blood sort of smears across the ground. There are bits of flesh that still kind of cling to the bones and the occasional tattered piece of clothing. However, one thing it's missing is its head, which has been ripped from its shoulders. Looking off to the side, you see in the wall there are small niches in the wall, and you see what looks to be the matching head to this Goliath body, and it's been gnawed and stuffed inside of it. And amid the bones on the floor are these bits of kind of hide armor, but you also see a great axe.
What kind of shape is it looking?
So it's got a long kind of, it's not perfectly straight. It's almost kind of tilted back a little bit with a kind of curved back hilt with a sharp black, some kind of black metal blade on the front of it that has some kind of inscriptions on it. Or not inscriptions, but kind of some styling on it.
Fancy.
Well, I'm gonna pick
Fancy.
that up.
Okay.
How does it feel?
I feel like, just kind of feels like a great axe. Has some good weight to it.
It's curved.
And what you have now is a great axe +1.
Very nice.
Um,
Guys, remember what Garrett said? This thing was just kind of buried in the snow and came out of nowhere. Keep your eyes peeled for mounds, yeah?
Garrett sort of sees you pick up the axe and says, you kind of hear him give out a bit of a sigh, and he says, that was Mokingo's axe. And he looks down at the skeleton and then at the head and says, so I assume that is Mokingo Akhenathi.
Oh.
And he looks at the rest of the wall, and you see his complexion sort of fade into this kind of pale white. And as you follow his gaze, the rest of you can see this now too, with the well, actually, Aramil, you can see this. I'm sorry. Sin and Wellesley, you don't see this. You can see 7 other crude niches in the walls, also with frozen heads of different humanoids stuffed in there, previously decapitated, probably by these yetis. You see one that sort of sticks out. You see a dwarf head, frozen dwarf head in there that has a helmet very similar to the helmets that the dwarves wore in the Northlook when you agreed to go get their sled back. And they had told you that one of their party members had been attacked by a yeti. So his helmet looks very similar to that. And you see another dwarf head, but no distinguishing features about it.
This seems terrible. I can't be the only one who thinks this, right?
Man, what's going on? What's up there?
Yes, this is rather gruesome. We should be on our guard. Expect the worst.
Sin, as you round the corner, you see this Goliath, this decapitated Goliath body, and all of the heads stuffed into the wall, including the dwarven heads.
I mean, if it killed the Goliath, surely we're all right? I mean, that's like it killing Sandy. Nothing can kill Sandy, but if something killed Sandy, then I would say, we're fucked.
Nonsense. We could handle it. There's 5 of us.
Huh?
And we're skilled.
Sure.
We have the swag power.
I haven't done anything to contribute today, but okay.
The time may be upon us.
Sandy, are you going to move? You're in my way.
Sorry, I'm really looking at this great act.
Thank you.
In the next room, you hear something. You hear the sound of movement. But you're not quite sure what it is yet.
It's the worst. Whatever it is.
You can
Praise
see
Lathander.
the you can get a good look at the cave from here. So the floor of this cave so you're actually going up a staircase, kind of an icy staircase. It's about 5 feet up. And looking up there, it's got kind of this uneven ceiling that ranges in height, anywhere from 10, 15, 20 feet in different places. And so that's about all you can see for now. Except for a small figure sort of just rolling around on the far side of the cave to the north.
So, you want to try to go up there and possibly kill this thing? Possibly die to this thing?
Well, we gotta finish the place out, right? Maybe someone's still alive.
I look at the axe. I'm like, I mean, this is pretty cool treasure to me. I mean, I'd be content if we just kind of turned around.
Is that the world champion talking to me right now? I look at Airmill for a second, confused.
My eyes go wide. You're right. And I like,
Sandy is triggered. Vilzu triggered Sandy.
I walk up,
Okay.
start yelling.
So right there.
500 pounds come.
wait right there. So the cave contains kind of a strange sight. You see a small Yeti tyke, a very young Yeti. And it looks like it's playing with this halfling dressed in cold weather clothing. The halfling looks like this here.
What the hell?
Rather demonic.
He's
He's
wearing.
got kind of
something.
a mask on, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Yeti, like this here.
Adorable. I want the Yeti.
So the
Kill it.
Yeti seems to be just sort of jumping around and sort of pushing and rolling this little halfling around, just seemingly kind of having its way with the
want the
halfling.
Yeti.
But the you hear the halfling just kind of, and it's kind of curled up in the fetal position. It doesn't look like it's being hurt. But the Yeti type just looks kind of like it's just knocking her around like a ball.
I'm in love with it.
Say
Oh.
when and I'll fire.
I'll yell out. Just, what are you doing? Look at a stern dad.
The Yeti tyke quickly looks up to you. Its eyes go wide. And it sort of slinks back a little bit. And it gives one last little push to the halfling as it pushes off and runs off to, actually not towards you, but just kind of off to the side. And you see it jump up on this large kind of white snowy mound, which after a moment it moves, and standing up is a full-sized Yeti.
I can't just have the baby.
Looks like this right here.
Oh, fun.
The Yeti makes sure that the tyke just sort of crawls up on its back, and it lets out this large, loud roar right at you. But seems to just stand its ground.
Okay.
What's the halfling's name? Where's Garrett?
Garrett,
Garrett kind of catches up. Sorry.
Oh, Garrett. What's the halfling's name again?
Should I growl back at it? I can do it very loudly.
Perilu.
I send a message to Perilu. Or try to send a message to Perilu. Perilu, can you hear me? It's us.
What? What? Who's there? Who's
Reply
there?
in your mind. Reply in your mind.
In my mind, and you hear in your head, yes,
Yes,
Perilu.
this is correct. Are you okay?
No!
We are here to help.
Doesn't look like I'm okay.
Garrett is with us.
Garrett's alive?
Just stay there and...
You see Perilu get up and just start walking along the edge of the room, just very slowly as it sees Sandy standing there with the big axe. And you hear him say out, Mokinga! Wait, you're not another
Keep
Goliath?
Keep moving, friend.
And it moves over to you, Sucinda.
Where is the tiefling?
Asterix, she ran somewhere else.
Shame for her.
Huh?
Can we get out of here?
May not be a bad idea.
What's the Yeti doing right now?
It's just very intently watching you. And actually, it's this big. There we go.
Standing there menacingly.
Menacingly. It just seems to be
Sandy?
eyeing you.
This might not be the challenge we want to take right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be aggressing. Walk back slowly and let's take our leave.
May not be a bad idea.
Garrett, after you, please.
Garrett.
Sorry, I'm doing 100. I'm doing 100 things. Garrett says, right. Yes, no need to upset it any further. And he starts to continue. And as he gets to kind of this edge, he just takes a moment to look down over the crevice.
Halfling, you coming? Oh, good.
I've got like 100 things to control. Give me
I'm just
a
giving
break
you a
here.
hard time.
Give me a
That was
break.
That was just love from your wife.
Give
Love
the
from
DM
your
get a
wife.
break.
We will
No,
get
don't
you
give
out
the
of
DM
here.
break. All right. So, you all start to make it to the edge of the cavern when Garrett just freezes in place.
There better not be a motherfucking Yeti over here.
And as you turn the corner, you see
There's another Yeti.
you see an even larger Yeti that seems to be approaching the cave from somewhere else. And it has a dead goat up underneath its arm. And it stands there and looks at you for a second. And lets out another loud roar. And it drops the goat to its side and it starts to bare its fangs and charge towards you.
Oh,
I'm gonna. Can I cast a spell as it's charging?
You can next Saturday when we pick up
Oh!
right here.
Cliffhanger.
yeah.
Woo! Yeti time, babies.
Yeah.
Oop, oop.
So we're finishing up a little early tonight, but I think we would go a little too late if we continued here. So that's gonna be it for tonight.
Oof.
How you guys doing? And gal,
All
guys and
right.
gal.
All
Ready
right.
to try this new great axe.
Yeah.
Did you already add it to your inventory? If not, I can.
I did, and I'll just talk to you later about that to make sure I did it right.
Okay. All right. Well, unless anybody has anything else to say, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. But thank you, everybody, for joining us this fine Saturday evening. We had a great session, in my opinion. I had a lot of fun tonight, actually. So we hope you enjoyed it, too. BR Smith, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the subs. If there's anybody out there who also would like to support the stream so that we can keep doing what we're doing, we've got a new campaign, a new D&D campaign coming up that anything we make from streaming goes right back into the stream itself. So that counts for future campaigns, buying the assets, things like that, so that we can keep kind of bringing this content for you. So hopefully that you enjoy it. If you're new with us, consider giving us a follow and join us in some future streams. On Monday, we are continuing our Shadow of the Demon Lord stream. We are almost done with that. And our great wizard, Wilzu, down here to my bottom left, is the DM of that campaign, and he does a fantastic job. And so we are coming up to the end of that. So don't miss it. And once that's done, we'll be starting a brand new D&D campaign in its place. So, thank you all again. Have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend. And we will see you on Monday. Good night.